Hello, dear listener. Today I want to talk about something that often goes unnoticed or maybe even misunderstood. The unique strength that blooms in solitude as we age. Now, I know that for many of you listening, solitude isn't a stranger. It might be an old friend, one you've grown comfortable with over time. And yet, isn't it funny how the world often sees quiet as an absence, as something lacking? But I'm here to share a different story, that solitude can be a source of richness, of wisdom, and ultimately, of growth. Let's explore this together today. Take a moment to ask yourself, have you ever been told you're too independent or quiet? Maybe you've wondered why you never quite felt the need to join every social gathering or keep your calendar full. Well, here's the good news. The truth is, these tendencies might actually reflect some of the most beautiful strengths a person can have, traits that deepen and flourish as we get older. So, let's talk about 7 remarkable traits often found in seniors who cherish their alone time. And by the end of this episode, my hope is that you'll discover there's nothing missing in your quiet nature. There's only abundance waiting to be embraced. 1. Deep thinking. A mind that reflects, not just reacts. The first strength? Deep thinking. People who value their solitude often use that time not to escape life, but to make sense of it. Their minds don't skim the surface, they dive deep. Think about it. How often do we rush through conversations, experiences, even our own thoughts without really processing their meaning? But those who favor quiet moments, they pause. They revisit memories not to dwell, but to learn. They reflect on what they've experienced and consider not just the what, but the why behind life's events. I recently read about Dr. Michaela Saunders, a psychologist who studies aging and mental clarity. She explained how introspection deepens emotional intelligence with age. People who spend time in reflection are better equipped to connect the dots in their life stories. And isn't that a comforting thought? That your time spent pondering the past or sitting quietly with your morning tea isn't wasted. It's wisdom in the making. Think about someone like Ralph. He's 74 and spends quiet mornings journaling, revisiting old lessons, and piecing together patterns he notices in himself and the world. Contrast that with someone like Leonard, who's always on the move, filling his calendar with activity but rarely pausing to think deeply. When Ralph does speak, his words carry a kind of weight, a clarity that only comes from stillness. So if you're a quiet thinker, let this remind you. The depths of your thoughts are a quiet power, not a weakness. 2. Emotional independence. Peace. Built from within. The second trait is emotional independence. Those who embrace solitude don't rely on other people to stabilize their emotions. They've learned to fill their own emotional wells. Could this be you? One who draws strength from within rather than external praise or constant interaction. It's a rare gift, but one cultivated through life's many seasons. Often it emerges after periods of loss or change, when you've discovered that even when others aren't there, you can still stand. I think of Irene, a 77-year-old widow who starts her day with a peaceful routine. She takes long walks, makes herself breakfast, and reads quietly. She loves her family, of course, but her mood doesn't swing depending on who calls or who doesn't. Her peace is steady, a reservoir she's built from within. This kind of emotional strength often draws people in because, as the saying goes, calm is contagious. Studies, like one published by the NIH in 2020, suggest that emotional self-reliance improves mental health in older adults and lowers feelings of loneliness. Isn't that something worth celebrating? If you found a way to feel content without constant external validation, you've achieved what so many people chase their entire lives. 3. Observant and aware, seeing what others miss. Here's another gift found in solitude: observation. Those who are quieter often see the details others overlook. Whether it's noticing the early turning of leaves or catching the hesitation in someone's tone of voice, their awareness runs deep. Do you find joy in simple things others pass by? Maybe you notice how the morning light plays off your favorite chair, or you quietly pick up on a loved one's unspoken worries. People like this, like you, become the glue in families and communities. Why? Because your attention to the small things shows you care in ways louder gestures often don't. Highly observant people find connections in life's subtleties, connections that make others feel valued and seen. It's a rare and underrated strength, but one that enriches relationships deeply. 4. Selective relationships, choosing depth over breadth. Have you noticed your relationships have changed as you've grown older? Maybe you found that you would rather spend time with one or two people who truly see you, rather than crowds of acquaintances. This is not isolation, it's intentionality. Seniors who enjoy solitude often become highly selective about who they spend time with. Having lived through the ups and downs of connection, you've likely learned that peace is far better than forced company. And that's wisdom, isn't it? Patricia, for example, doesn't fill her days with busy social calendars anymore. Instead, she cherishes her time with two close friends who know her deeply. Those conversations are rich and meaningful, leaving her feeling restored rather than drained. Quality over quantity, a choice that reflects self-respect. 5. Creativity blossoms in solitude. There's a quiet magic about solitude. It's where creativity often takes root. Many older adults who enjoy solitude use that time to write, paint, garden, or simply tinker with ideas. Have you ever noticed how your mind comes alive when you're alone, free from distractions? Creativity doesn't have to be grand. Maybe it's the way you arrange flowers, write letters, or experiment with new recipes. What matters is that it nourishes your spirit. A 2021 study published by the Mayo Clinic even found that creative expression in older adults helps stave off cognitive decline and provides emotional renewal. Isn't that beautiful? 6. Strong self-discipline, quiet confidence through structure. Self-discipline is another hallmark of seniors who embrace solitude. Without external schedules or constant social demands, you've likely had to create your own routines, and that, my friend, is a skill. I think of Harold, who wakes up at the same time daily, stretches, and prepares a simple breakfast. His structure isn't imposed, it's chosen. This internal rhythm keeps him grounded, especially during life's unpredictable moments. If you've found solace in steady habits, know that this is not rigidity, it's self-respect. 7. Spiritual grounding, peace beyond the surface. Finally, there's a kind of spiritual depth that often emerges in solitude. It doesn't necessarily mean religion. It might be a deep connection to nature, or simply an appreciation for life's mysteries. This grounding becomes a source of strength as we navigate new chapters in life. June, for example, finds peace sitting by her window, reflecting on the past with gratitude and curiosity. She doesn't need noise to feel alive. She finds richness in stillness. If quiet moments bring you closer to something bigger, whether it's faith, memory, or meaning, then you carry a gift that sustains not only yourself, but also those around you. Final reflections. So, dear listener, as we close, ask yourself, which of these traits resonate with you? Do you see yourself in the deep thinker, the emotionally independent soul, or the observant observer? Remember, your solitude isn't something to fix. It's a gift, a sign of strength, reflection, creativity, and depth. And as we grow older, these aren't just traits, they're treasures. Thank you for joining me today. Until next time, take care of your quiet moments. They're not just pauses in the flow of life. They're where life truly speaks.